Bam! There's no intro for this one. And welcome everyone to today's stream. Um, yeah, today is we're just hanging out. Today's what we have. What I have in mind is a draw stream. Will of course be at the mercy of my internet. Hopefully, it doesn't bug on me like it did yesterday. And if it doesn't, if we'll be able, then we'll be able to have some fun and draw. I have my guest on, who is my second repeat guest. My first one is Aardvark. Aardvark has been on the show, has been on the streams with me like twice, three times. But this guest today is I've had him on the show a while back. We're talking about his book, Unconditional Shove. I'm going to show you more about that because it is currently funding. So we want to get some more eyes on that project, and then we'll be drawing. I'm going to continue working on the same piece that I was working on yesterday, which is the cover for my preview comic, and hopefully I'll either get it done today or tomorrow. Who knows? We'll see what happens. And so yeah. So if you guys have any questions, please be sure to put them in the comments below. And without any further ado, I'm going to bring on my guest. So a round of applause again for my buddy Odin. What's going on, man?
Good morning.
And yeah, man. So just how are you doing this morning?
I'm good, man. Like I joke with you because it's much earlier on the Pacific Coast, so it's like 7 a.m. here.
Man.
Yeah, so I got up. I'm on my second cup of coffee.
Where did you go?
My morning smoke, and that's why I'm wearing my hat. But it's cold here in the Pacific Northwest.
Man, where are you exactly?
Oh, in Washington
California?
State. No.
Washington State.
Yeah, Spokane, Washington. So further north, that's why it's cold.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it's like 15 degrees outside right now.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Here we're warming up. It was we're leaving winter. I think this is officially spring, and then it's starting to get a little bit warmer over here.
Isn't it crazy how that can happen? Like different hemispheres, different time zones.
Yeah, like, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so we got General Piggy in the chat. What's going on, General? Always a pleasure, a blast to see you in the chat. And so yeah, we're going to be drawing today, and I'm going to show off Odin's his comic.
Yes.
I had no idea. I was telling Odin in backstage that J-Bot is streaming, and I had no idea he was streaming today.
I know. I went and bugged him.
Hopefully we can either get him over here, or maybe we can not just jump all over to his.
Well, he was game streaming, so it was different. Normally he's draw streaming, but he was.
Yeah.
But that said, I broke etiquette. I went on his stream and said, "Hey, get your ass over here."
Yeah, whatever's easier. Like we can go over to his. Like we can.
Well, J-Bot's the coolest. One of the most awesome dudes out there, so he'll understand.
Yeah,
just busting his balls. But
yeah, definitely. I haven't had a chance to draw with him in a while. I popped up on one of his streams like a way back. I think before I even started doing the shows. Always a cool guy to hang out with.
Yeah, well, he's one of those ones, and you like being a repeat guest, I think is awesome because I'm like, oh yeah, I'll always make time for Elliot because you're one of the coolest, most down to earth people, and I really
thanks,
appreciate that, man.
I appreciate that. You guys are also cool and fun, and I try to catch you guys streams whenever I can. The bad thing about it is that you guys stream at night, and I'm knocking out. I'm knocking out when you guys are starting to have fun.
Well, that's the pain of it. Again, time zones and different schedules. Some people are up in the middle of the night, and you're like, well, I got to sleep. But even being on the Pacific time, where I'm, 7 for me, but when I'm on a late stream, I'm like, and you guys are Eastern time. It's like 3 hours ahead.
Yeah,
and, I'm already. I got to go to bed.
Yeah, man. Yeah, because I have to work. I work usually in the afternoons, and I have my mornings free. So.
Yep.
Sucks. I get to miss out on all the fun at night.
Yeah. Well, everybody's got a schedule, and you can only do what you can do,
Yeah. That is true. How is the campaign going? How has the reception been? What do you think? What are your impressions?
Well, it's going good. We're about I think we're 12 days left of the first 30. I'm sure we're definitely going to roll it into another 30. Given that option. Yeah, it's going good. I mean, the reception's been good. Everybody who has shown interest, it's like you never know. If, you get what you get. You go,
Yeah.
But the people who are excited about it are definitely excited about it. So, and it's been fun. And it's also like I keep talking about how humbling it is. Until you throw a campaign. This is my first book. Until you throw something out there to the world, and then just seeing that people are actually, again, you always want it to do as good as possible, but just seeing that people are putting their hard-earned money towards what your passion, what you love doing. I'd be doing this anyway, but but the fact that people are actually, like I said, putting their hard-earned money on it and saying, yeah, no, I'm excited for this. I want it. I believe in it is pretty humbling and really awesome. So
yeah, man, I was quick to I backed out the first day.
Oh yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm ready to jump into it and see what's going on with it. It looks good. It looks great, and I love the colors. The colorist on it is doing a really good job. I didn't really I saw your work, and I was like, I dig it in black and white. It looks great, and I was like, I don't know how colors would go with it. Like, I don't know if it would like make me like be interested more in it, because I mean, you have to be very careful with colors, because sometimes they could either make your art look better, or sometimes it can make it look
right.
Take it into a different direction. But the colors you guys got for this is great. Like, it really it gives it another vibe to it. Like, I'm really digging the cover. It looks nice. It looks nice. Yeah. And his palette is really good. I like this bottom stuff here. Great stuff, man.
Yeah, so it's Damir Rosic. He's from Bosnia and Herzegovina, and one of the most awesome people I've had the privilege to work with. He really wants, for one, me to be happy with what he's doing, but also this to look his best. He gets the aesthetic and the style, and like J-Bot has said many times, they're two different experiences. And a lot of people said that to me when all they saw was the black and white. They're like, I don't know if I want color. And I'm like, oh, you get the right colorist, you'll definitely want color. But the wrong colorist could really
I get different vibes from looking at the pages in black and white and in colors. They both look great, and they both give off like different kinds of energy. Both great, both in that same horror realm. And I just think it was a really interesting, really great how the colors came out. It's really nice. And we got some more people in the chat. Ictus, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Always a pleasure.
Good morning. Good to see you.
Yeah, man. He's also a great colorist. And,
nice, awesome. Well,
and he has his channel also. He does a bunch of coloring work, and he's I think he's working on his own book with which is called I'm not sure what it's called. I keep forgetting the name, but it's 4 alligators that wrestle.
Is that why the little alligator emoji?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, if you're still here, drop it in the chat. I'd love to check it out, man.
Yeah, definitely. And J-Bot, hey, what's going on, man?
There's the man.
We'll just talk about you. We don't know if we can. Who's gonna go bum rush you on your stream? I had no idea you were streaming today. And Christian Fandom, what's going on, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you, Christian Fandom.
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good. Just trying to finish some more pages, and then hanging out with Odin. Thank you very much for hitting that like button. 80s is here. What's going on?
Oh, and of
Paul
course,
is here. What's going on, Paul? How you doing, man?
80s.
Good to see you.
Oh yeah, good to see you as well.
Yeah, and then 80s is here. Awesome, man. So I don't know if you want to just go ahead and jump right in and get to drawing.
Yeah, we can draw,
I have
man.
to change my
That's one of the things I really appreciate about your channel is like you're so you're just all about the actual practice and art of drawing, and the art of comic book drawing specifically. And I think one of the coolest things is how how brave and humble it is to do those, like what it's called. I think your art sucks.
Your art sucks.
Yeah. I think that's a powerful videos. I really enjoy those because I could do the same thing, but I'm not as brave as you. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm trying to like the whole premise with that is just trying to shine light on some of the mistakes that I see with some artists. Not specifically anyone in mind. Just I take a look at some of
in general,
the artists um, that just not necessarily in CG, just in the indie scene in general, just art that I see posted on Instagram, on Twitter, and and uh, and I see, for example, some of the mistakes that I made, and I'm like, maybe if there's some kind of way I could show them some of this without actually like putting them on the spotlight. I think would be a good way to help, because and then also just to share the knowledge that I have, or the stuff that I learned along the way, because there's a lot of mistakes that I've made that I continue making, and
right,
and so there's always like, because you learn things, and then that process of learning, like at what moment did you learn it, what is it that you learned, how did you change it, how did you apply it, like all that information, just trying to like put it on screen to see if it resonates. And I thought I was going to get a lot of backlash for that, because I thought maybe like people wouldn't be too happy with, like, or at least come at me like hey, who are you to say this or that, because
no,
I don't have any kind of name at all in terms of art, but
you're building one.
Yeah, I mean, people have been really receptive of it. They've liked it, and yeah, so I'm just keep doing those.
Well, I think also, for aspiring artists, nowadays, awesome. Nowadays, it's it's not like when we were young. We didn't have YouTube. When I was a kid, I didn't have YouTube to like just go, hey, I want to learn some more about drawing. I could just pull up thousands of videos on drawing technique, etc. We had to do it through books or just different ways. But again, like I found plenty of YouTube videos that either reaffirm something or help me have a better understanding of different technique. And it's like, yeah, I think that's super helpful. And the fact that you're not taking somebody else's art, which is probably not a good move, taking somebody else's art and be like, here's where you suck, but taking your own because you want to point out these flaws and say like, here's the better answer. And it's like, I could do that with old drawings. I could pull out plenty of stuff and be like, here's what I didn't understand before that I get now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the idea.
But like I said, I'm not brave enough to do that.
Yeah, man. And yeah, like I've never said this in the videos either, but like the invitation is open to anybody out there who would like for me to take a look at their art.
Oh yeah.
And see what and likewise, if anybody wants to take a look at my art and critique it, I'm all for that. Like I appreciate.
Well, if we do this again, which we should definitely do it again. I'd love to be the third time on this show. But maybe I'll find some old stuff and we could break it down together,
Yeah, that would
go along that process with you, because I think it is a powerful tool, especially like looking back and just seeing, for one, how far you've grown, and showing the examples of like, here's what I didn't know that I know now,
Yeah, that's the idea. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and change the camera angle.
Same here.
And put it to the and transform into art mode.
Art model.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn this off a little bit, and
I will do the same.
I have to readjust my cameras and stuff. My idea supposedly is try to keep a tight angle on this, because I don't want people to see this, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully I don't ruin the surprise.
Right. Let's see what I'm working on. tell you're doing stuff by the audio.
Yeah, I'm moving things around. I'm trying to make sure I get a good camera angle. I don't want to show anything. I don't want to show stuff off just yet.
Oh yeah.
I think here we go. I think we're right. And yeah, just anybody listening to the chat, listening and also in the replay, December 14th, I'm going to unveil to everyone the art that I'm working on. I'm going to show off a lot of art. I think I got like 8-9 pages of art to show off of characters, of actual comic pages. And this that I'm working on right now is the cover for this preview that I'm going to put out. And so tune in December 14th. When I show this off to the world.
December 14th. That is awesome, man. We got an unveiling.
Yeah, because I keep saying, and I just keep saying to myself that I'm going to do a comic. But then I end up doing more fan art. And so I think I just need to get into gear and announce it and show off what I have in mind.
Yeah.
That way I can like put pressure on myself to actually get this done and not keep making excuses for myself.
No, that makes sense. And start that hype train, man.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Get people.
Well, I think a lot of people are anyone who knows you is kind of anxiously waiting for when you drop your own stuff, because we've all seen you do a lot of fan art, and you kind of built a name that way. And then what you've done through your channel, and I think we're all excited to see what you got cooking there, man.
Yeah, I hope people like it. We'll see what happens.
Oh yeah,
I'll get it done.
Well, I will say that's something that, man, it hits all of us. I mean, I don't know. Even I imagine people who are fairly established probably still have that kind of anxiousness about like dropping something new and going like, I hope people like this,
Yeah.
I know I feel that all the time. Even if I get compliments, it's like, well, compliments, you just want like strangers or somebody just stumbling across to be like, wow, because when people are close, you're like, are you just saying that? Maybe
that is true.
Because I'm sure you grew up with people regularly telling you like, oh, when even when you were back in the stages that you're pointing out now, that you're like, here's where I wasn't, where I didn't understand enough, on those your art sucks kind of things. But there was probably people even in that time in your life, they're like, yeah, this is awesome. When are you going to make a book, or something like that? And you're like, I'm not ready yet. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that was my, that's what I had thought of like earlier on. I was like, I don't think I'm at the point where I can make a competent book and where people can, because I mean, you want to draw like buildings, you want to draw certain angles, and back in those days, at the beginning, I really was not. At least I feel at the ability to where I could draw those kinds of things.
Right.
I think I feel a little bit better now, so I think I'm good now. I think.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, there is a point where you could just paralyze yourself by saying, "I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet for forever," because, like,
Yeah, that's the other thing.
You're always learning, so it's like, will you ever be fully ready? Well, no, Exactly. But you have to. There's a certain point where you have to trust what you know, and just do it and see what happens. Throw it out there to the world, and then again, you're still going to get those critiques, and some are going to be useful, some are going to be just bitter trolls. You got to know who's who actually cares about you doing better and who actually just wants to talk crap.
That's true. And J-Bot, check your DMs.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he was kind of hinting that he's not able to get on stream by saying I'll be drawing along with you guys, but yeah, if you got the link and want to hang out, brother, stream with J-Bot is that much better. Very good guy.
All right, let me see what's going on.
There's 80s. Easy, simple advice. Do better. It's like when my kids were playing sports or something. Before every game or whatever they did, I said, just do well.
What's going on, Jay?
What is up, fellas?
Oh, you did make it. Good morning.
Yeah, I just was doing a test stream. I was trying to get the game stuff working, and I just ended up just pointing the camera at the TV. Be like, here we go.
Yeah.
How you guys doing this
What
morning?
game was that?
That was Mars Matrix for the Sega Dreamcast.
Sega Dreamcast.
Nice.
Wow.
Dreamcast.
I remember that.
The legendary Dreamcast, which is so much fun to play. Weird controller, but fun.
Yeah, I got like a sweet controller, and it's called Retro Fighters. It's a new controller for the Dreamcast, and it's pretty badass.
Nice.
Way more.
It's that all black one I thought I saw, no?
Yeah.
That's dope. I remember playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on that.
Yeah.
And what's that other game? Tokyo Extreme Racers, I think it was.
Yeah.
And good stuff.
So if I was gonna stream stuff, I'd be streaming Dreamcast and Sega Saturn stuff. So and they're like, should I do it? And they're like, some people are like, yeah, go for it. It's all right. Let's do it.
That means you gotta throw stuff out to see what sticks, because streaming is testing things, huh?
Trial by error, right?
Yeah.
Just don't stop the draw streams, J-Line.
Oh no. I can't.
Be cool if Elliot could make it one of these days. I know it's like we were talking about, hard because it's in the evening and
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep catching the Tuesday night draw stream. Man, I have to clock in at that time. It's too late for me.
Yeah.
I have to knock out.
Yeah,
But
I could do
hopefully
one.
one of these days I'll probably be able to make it.
Yeah, I could always do one earlier or something if I can get everybody on. It's no big deal.
Or we can do it like we did with 80s, and I'll be on the show for like a few hours, and then the stream gets pulled.
Yeah, the one time you make time for it, you're like, I'm doing this. Like, oh, sorry.
Like, I don't think 80s appreciated the effort I had to do to get on the show.
Yeah, it's gone forever now.
So is that more shove there, Odin?
It is, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to do this. I've got some other stuff I got to do. Stuff I can't talk about just yet, or I could, but I haven't talked to the person about it, so I don't want to So that's something I got to do later today. So speaking of the effort made to be on certain stream, I would normally be working right now, and I'm like, hey, I'm taking the day off because Elliot called.
Nice.
That's crazy.
It was funny. There was like a big client coming through the plant, and the sales guy was like, he called me last night. He's like, yeah, I'm really good. And he just wouldn't shut up. He kept talking. Yeah, I'm excited for tomorrow. You're going to be there. We're going to do this. And then by the time he finally stopped rambling, I'm like, dude, I'm not there tomorrow. And he's like, oh, okay.
Man,
Oh.
that sucks.
He's like, I got to do this by myself. Oh, no.
Yeah, it's not the worst they'll live. Well, he was like, you could be a part of everything if you want to. And then you get, we'll go to lunch, free lunch and all that. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great, but I'm not there. So
I'm not there.
So have fun without me, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, what are you working on?
This is I'm working on it'd be a t-shirt design or a pinup or probably both for when I launch the online store that I'm working on.
Wow. Are you using a specific or like Wix or something like that to do the?
I'm just using I'm just throwing it up on Teespring.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna start off with that first. I already have some items on there, some t-shirts, some hoodies, a mug, and a puzzle that you put together, which is pretty neat. But they do all types of almost anything you could think of on there. So the plan is I'm making this piece with this new character that I came up with, and
I love that.
I already spoke to Robo, and I'm gonna have Robo color this for me.
Oh man, nice.
Perfect. I think that's a team up I'd like to see.
It's the
Yeah, I was like, hey man, can you do it? He's like, yes. Oh, sweet.
Robo's the man.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of skate by coloring, and I kind of get it, but I have to spend more time to do it to kind of get what I want. I have to really focus on it, to kind of figure out the style that I want to go for. And it's I know if I have Robo color it, I'm sure it'd sell more. So
that's a smart way to think. When I first met you, J-Bot, you were coloring all of the images. It seemed like.
Yeah, I was just doing it because I was doing everything on Procreate, But even then, like I was trying to figure out, like, because I was trying to go for like a cell shaded animated look.
Right.
Was the idea, but and it still is the idea. It's still what I want to go for, but just seeing these other guys how well they can color, it's like, well, if I want to make some money, I should spend a little bit of money and have a pro color it.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm actually taking that approach to this piece that I'm working on. I want to get somebody to color it also, especially with it being like the actual cover of the book. I think it might be nice to get it colored.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like you put your best foot forward,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why there's people who are specifically colorists, and it's just like anything, like lettering or something, It's like I could fumble my way around it, but there's people who do it, That's what they do.
Yeah.
They're good at it. And everything becomes more of an art form, and obviously the more you can do yourself, the better, But yeah, there is a point of also time management, Somebody who's proficient at it is much faster as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried coloring also, and I got some pretty good things done with it, but it's out of my league. Like I'm not a colorist. It's too much stuff. I'd rather just dedicate my time to the line art. I have mad respect for the colorists of that. It's really it's not easy at all.
Mm-mm. Exactly. How do they? You're like, I'm trying, but it's just like, man, how do they? What
How did you know to do that? You just know. I had to fumble through it.
Hey, what's going on, 80s?
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Morgan.
Is he there? Hello?
He's not even here. Somehow his robot.
Oh man, he sent us his robot.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for his kid to get on and start talking instead of him. Well, he's fully Corky then. Not just the avatar.
Now that 80s is here, after this stream is done, I'm gonna close it and delete it.
I'll show you.
That's how dudes do each other.
Just trying to figure out this.
What do you guys think about the stuff going on with Indiegogo?
Oh, didn't they just pull Frog G? Didn't they just cancel it?
Man. Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't let him go in demand, was what I hear.
Yeah.
Which, yeah,
fuck,
like they were all set up to go in demand and then just wouldn't let him, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it just keeps spotlighting this need to move beyond. So far, I haven't had any issues except for the launch day stuff that I had where nothing in Indiegogo was working correctly, which was pretty bad, especially on the day of the launch because people were a little hesitant. It was like, because there was horror stories of people like, oh, it didn't go through, so I backed it again, and I backed it again, and I backed it again, just trying to get it to go through. Yeah. And then later,
that sucks.
For like,
can you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul says, it's looking worse and worse on Indiegogo. Yeah, man.
They're not doing themselves any favors by dropping the ball in the ways they are.
Yeah.
A whole community, again, it's part of their bucket, we're just part of it. But nonetheless, it's it's money they're making that they're going to be losing here soon because they
the
can't.
people they're not gonna trust it.
Yeah.
I mean, why would you?
Yeah.
I mean, when you show yourself to be untrustworthy, or you're paying for a service and they're specifically hiding you.
Mhm.
Now, I was thinking about this earlier, like all of the stuff on the unconditional shove page. We didn't do any actual lettering through the layout on Indiegogo. We just brought in image files, and I remember one person was kind of giving us a hard time, like, "Hey, if you do that, then none of your words are, searchable or whatever. They're not going to be attached to the campaign through searches and stuff."
Mm-hmm.
But I also think that may be why we're not getting the shadow ban, is because there may be certain words in your descriptions or whatever that's flagging it, but we don't have any actual words. They're all image files.
Yeah.
So that may be working to our advantage, even though like that person had a valid point of like, well, you're not, none of that stuff on your image files is going to be searchable.
Yeah, it might have worked out in the long run.
Right.
Anybody else
it's time to jump ship.
Yeah.
Well,
trying to figure out what we're gonna do by ourselves,
Yeah, because I remember vividly.
Oh, Elliot froze.
Did he froze?
He remembered vividly something very important that not for the world's ears to hear, I guess. He was having some issues yesterday when he was streaming too. So
yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I enjoyed it
with Eric. That was a good one. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah,
I watched the replay on it.
Eric is a very, very good dude. Awesome artist, and he talks like Super Dave, which I just love. I was such a big Super Dave fan that I'm like, oh, we've got our own like in-house Super Dave now.
Oh, did we lose him? He might be restarting the browser.
Yeah, he's probably just refreshing and starting over.
Just trying to wing it on this tree texture.
You know what? That's the trick. That's the trick to doing tree texture. It's natural. So I love drawing organic stuff because there's less rules.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So drawing trees, I used to struggle with them. Like, oh, I hate drawing. Now I'm like, oh, it's one of the easiest things. So I just get a fat brush. You just know which side the shadow's on, darken that up, and then put a lot of very random texture on it. Yeah, it's like tech and like non-organic structures that I'm like, they got to be super clean. That's not my thing.
Mm-hmm. I've been really liking using these gel pens for the white highlights and stuff when I need to separate.
Oh yeah, like when you're doing like those segmented tubes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's so much easier to just, rather than like control your pen, just go in there later and put some white highlight.
Yeah, for real, man.
Hey, he's back.
He's back.
I was like, oh, Elliot's here, right?
Scared me.
It is his show, man.
Yeah, man, the internet's messing with me. I gotta call him up and do something about this because this isn't an accident. Trying to get my attention. They were calling. They're calling the company that I'm with. They've been calling. They've been running this campaign the last few months, trying to get everybody to switch over to fiber optic thing.
Oh yeah.
And we've opted not to do it just yet. Want to wait a little bit. And this is their.
Force your hand.
I'm pretty sure this is their attempt at like switch it over now, or you're not going to get any service. So I'm gonna call them up.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I have a stern talking to with this guy.
Stern talking to.
Yeah, but I remember last year, we had seen that Indiegogo had teamed up with this trust thingy, saying they were going to look over the rules and regulations and all kinds of things moving forward with other projects. And I mean, I saw that very clearly from the beginning as a clear sign that they're trying to do things differently, go woke, I guess we could say, and attack who they wanted. So, and then things have just gotten worse since that announcement. So, I think it's pretty evident that they don't want CG campaigns on there anymore.
Yeah, it could be that. I mean, it's tough to say exactly why, but I just know that, you know, when your customer service sucks as bad as theirs does, it's you're gonna fail eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, people will put up with you.
Say what you want about Amazon and shit like that, but like,
hey guys,
pretty quick.
Hey.
Oh, he's there.
Yeah, I've been here the whole time. I've been in the back room. I was here. I was here when we lost Elliot. The whole time I've been here listening.
You were on the stream, though.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's Elliot's internet.
I put you on, and then we were talking to you for a minute, and then you weren't responding.
No, I know. I was just you put me on, but I wasn't in there. Like I was still in the back room somehow.
Oh, weird.
Oh,
crazy.
Weird.
I'm sorry, man. Thanks for
No. It's cool. It's cool. I mean, I could have just stayed here forever. I said I just don't know if I have a lot of time. That's why my camera's off today. I got my kid right here, and then I was just up here working on for my show tonight, and I got the link. It was just perfect timing for me to come hang out in the morning.
Cool. Yeah,
Sweet.
same
Thanks,
here.
Man.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. It's a good stream.
Yeah, I appreciate the effort you went through to come on tonight. That's why I'm gonna shut this stream down.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding, man.
Nah, it's cool.
Yeah,
man.
good stuff, man.
Let's see. So what's everybody working on here? We got everybody's drawing except for me. I don't draw.
Well, you could have said you were. We wouldn't know.
I'm doing
Except that I know
Photoshop.
you
It's
well
kind of
enough.
like drawing. It's like modern drawing. I'm putting
you go.
pictures with other pictures.
He's an AI bot.
Yeah.
I'm working on a cover on a piece on the cover for my my preview comic, and I'm trying not to show off too much here, but yeah, just right now I'm just rendering rocks.
Yeah. No, it's pretty dope. I said, I've seen your art before, Elliot. It's always pretty dope. So,
Thanks, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even need to see the whole thing to know that it's going to be something pretty special.
Thanks, man.
Rendering rocks. Rendering
Yeah, rocks. You know how I get down. I like those rocks.
It's like almost as much as movies.
Yeah, you know how I like those.
Gotta be like the Dave Chappelle. We're going to Mars, bitches. Red rocks. Yay.
Red Rock. Speaking of Red Rocks, that is one of the coolest venues to watch music. I'm a Colorado guy. If you're ever in Colorado and get to watch a show at Red Rocks.
Yeah, I was wondering what was so special about that. I remember all them because I never got into you know how I'm not a big fan of music.
Right.
And but I was like, I never understood why like people would go out of their way to get like live performances. Like I can understand if you went there. So if you were at an actual concert, specific one, and then you buy that album,
right.
It does have that memory. It has that connection, sentimental value. Like the whole nine is right there. But if you have never been there, well, you knock it off, girl. You can get out of this room. You are not in this one. I am. Okay. So no, if you're into that whole thing, and you've never been to these concerts, but then you're only buying live albums. I've never understood that because I do obviously the recording in a studio. It comes across clearer. It's
much better.
A whole different sound. And I just remember back in the 90s, like it was like a huge thing. Like if you got the concert from the Red Rocks.
Yeah. Well, and I get that. And I get your point as well, because I don't know. I don't like live recordings.
I really hate them. But I mean, I can understand where somebody gets into it because they went there.
So Red Rocks is an amphitheater that's built into a mountain.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So like, and the mountain's red. Is like all the rock structure is red, and it's a sight to behold. It's pretty cool. But then it also has like a certain sound, I guess. You know, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just know all the experiences I've had there were great. Everything sounded amazing, but it's just interesting from an audience perspective as well, because of the way it's basically like stairs that we're all that everybody's standing on or sitting on or whatever, but they're about 2 feet each stair, so and then they just cascade up this other mountainside and dips down into the amphitheater. But what's weird is if you go to like a metal concert there and there's actual mosh pits, like you're moshing on stairs.
Holy crap.
Absolute insanity.
Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
No, I never
sister-
thought of it that way. I just never understood the live albums.
Yeah, I don't understand either, even if it's Red Rocks or wherever.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes they do when you know it's going to be for a recording.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I'd still want to see the video.
Yeah.
Like I would like to see them play live. That would justify the sound not being as good.
Right. And then if you saw them at that concert getting that album makes sense because you have that connection. But other than that, I never got it. But Red Rocks was always like the biggest one. Like everyone like went and got. I don't know if it was manufactured or if it was just like where I was from. Like that's what people were like, oh my God, you got to hear this Red Rocks album. I'm just like, I don't care. I really don't care.
Yeah, I would say go to Red Rocks if you can, but buying an album just because it was at Red Rocks probably it's like any other live album.
And I was from upstate New York, so that's pretty far away from Red Rocks.
That's
so
true.
Like, none of the kids I was hanging out with were actually going to those concerts.
Right, but they still had that stigma or that excitement about the venue, which fair enough. But I mean, that's kind of like, you know, in New York they had like CBGBs and then like a punk crowd or something. They're like, oh, they recorded this live album at CB's. You know, I was like, well,
yeah,
that's cool. You know, it's a historically famous place. You know.
Yeah, my sister's saying dope drawing to everybody, and
awesome, thank you, Tito.
And Paul says he's got to run. He has to go back to teach. Thanks for the good show. Thank you very much, Paul, for stopping by.
Thank you, Paul. Teach them kids good.
And he said also that he was lettering along, so he's not the only one that wasn't drawing.
There you go.
Sweet.
God, I will be right back.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Paul's lettering. He does really good work also with that. Really good work.
Yeah. So this thing you're talking about, Elliot, that's part of your some project you're working on for yourself.
Yeah. I decided to do my own comic. I've been toying with the idea for a long time, and now I've actually taken the step. And I got to thank Odin a lot for it because when he was on the show, he spoke about the anthology, and it reminded me of the people that mentioned that anthologies are a good place to introduce characters. And I was thinking, maybe I could do a short story as a way to like introduce everyone to the characters that I'm creating before I actually start working on the comic, because I'm still in the writing stages of it. And so like I was thinking of doing something fun to get people to see what it is that I'm working on. And here I am. So this is 10-page preview. I'm going to put it out digitally. I don't think it's going to be an actual book, and I'll announce what the name of the comic is, who these characters are, and a lot more concept art and pages on December 14th. So
pretty dope. Looking forward to that.
It'll be my last stream for this year, and then next year I'll continue working on this and just working along.
Yeah. No, well, definitely looking forward to it, man. And then so this is going to be like an ash can, or you said it's 10-page preview.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, are you doing a whole book?
Yeah. No, it's not going to be an actual book. It's just going to be just 10 pages. just like a side story type of thing. And yeah, I think Ashcan would be the best word to describe it.
Yeah.
And I'll have some concept art in there also maybe. I'm debating that idea, and then I'll just have that ready in case anyone asks what my comic is about, because the actual story is gonna be pretty big, and I don't want to wait like 2-3 years before I actually show off anything to
Makes sense, man.
To read it. So I have this to like keep them somewhat entertained while I'm working on the other stuff.
I think that's a great idea, actually, because well, I know that similar. I think that's what Sontag did with Reaper Destroyer.
Right.
Start with the Ashcan, kind of like here's a real good preview of what you're gonna get. Let people see it, review it, talk about it, share some hype about it, and then by the time you're ready to actually put the book out, you've built up an audience base, and people that are interested. So.
Oh, for sure, and that's what Edwin's doing too. He's putting out that Ashcan. He's doing it on his own site. He's doing it through the PayPal thing, but he's talking about eventually building a bigger world too. So it's just a lot of good things to look at coming down that pipeline.
Yeah.
Also, just one more thing that after I reveal all of this, I'll also be able to like share everything that I'm working on as I'm working on it, and not keep things so secret, and then I'll be able to like just post out more videos constantly about me drawing as I get this work done, and I think people will dig that also.
Oh, definitely, for sure.
Yeah, it's bonus content, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think in hindsight, I would have done that with Shove too. Like thinking about it now, like just like get something really solid as part of the story, a hype, and then just release that and let people actually see what they're gonna get. Here's a small version, for relatively cheap, and just go from there. Yeah. You said that you're gonna release it digitally.
Yeah, because I don't have the means or the resources to do an actual book launch, so I'm just going to keep everything digital. I'm going to do grayscale on the interiors, and because I can't afford the colors right now. So I think eventually one day I might remaster it, do some kind of remastered version, and then get a colorist on it. But for the moment, it's just going to be grayscale. I'll put it on digital at a really affordable price, and then just continue putting out more stuff, and then hopefully people like it.
So I wonder if you can, put it on print on demand from like Amazon or something. Then anybody can order it from anywhere, but you limit it. So let's say, you'd be like, well, there's a quantity of 50, and then people can go on Amazon and just order, and it'll be print on demand, but it's still limited because you just say, all right, I'm only doing 25.
I don't know how. I mean, you'd have to pull it from Amazon. I don't know how that works, because I know like when it's on demand, it's kind of like however many people want it, get it.
Okay, yeah, because I know if you could do
that's what Chris Fisk was doing. So it's like I don't know if there's like a way you could pull it or limit it.
Yeah, like a quantity or something.
Yeah, there might be.
There might be, but yeah, that's the whole thing. Is like when you're putting it on Amazon, you're kind of hoping for as much as possible,
right? Because then they handle that international shipping too.
Right.
Or you do it for it's available for 2 weeks.
Well, because Chris
something like that.
Did it where his campaign was limited, or it was limited to whatever he did, but like that's the first print. That's the one, and then the Amazon stuff is basically a second print. So it's in the long term of collectability, it's the less desirable.
Yeah, I'm open to everything and anything. But we'll see what happens. Like my initial idea is to put it out digitally, but if something else presents itself, then I'm all for it.
Because I'm wondering if that way you're kind of going through print on demand through Amazon. You're making it available to more people in terms of shipping too. Because if somebody wants to get it in Australia, I'm sure. I don't know. Do they got Amazon in Australia?
They do.
Just deliver
they don't have it in the Philippines apparently, because that's why Robo can't watch the Monday show unless he does Cosma. We found that out. But
I imagine they have Amazon. Maybe they just don't have the video streaming or something.
Oh yeah, maybe not that service. But no, yeah, a lot of those countries they have Amazon, and so like what happens is they do the printing locally. So that's the only dilemma is you don't have quality control.
Quality control. That's the
But
biggest
then
problem.
any returns or whatever actually go through Amazon. So, I mean, there's pros and cons to everything you do. It's just that right there is probably the easiest, especially as far as getting it to those international backers.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking about maybe doing an art book or something, and I probably would just do it like that through like print on demand through Amazon.
Yeah. That'd be pretty dope.
See how that goes.
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to ask Chris, and like, I don't know how much he's actually getting back on that. Like, what the value is. Like, if it was more cost effective to do the Indiegogo thing, or if the difference of the profit he's getting from the Amazon, or how much traction he's actually getting, because you have to figure they're also a bookstore, they're a publisher. Oh, see you later, Elliot, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah,
He's like, this is
guy keeps having issues.
So you just have to look at that aspect of it. If you're printing over there, how much profit you're actually getting from that. So like,
and I think if you're just doing this initial ash can thing, you're worried less about profit and worried more about
that's true.
Hype.
Yeah.
You want your profit to come when you launch a campaign and everybody's already sold. They're like,
yeah. No, I think I was more talking to J-Bot's response about maybe putting his art book out, which is dope. It really is. It's just like, which is going to get you more coin in your pocket.
Sure. Well, and even that though, the coin in your pocket, obviously, but like long-term coin in your pocket is building an audience base. So
that is very true. True.
That said, there's we always say that there's a million ways to skin a cat.
You could always make the limited this stuff. All right, this is going to be up. It's up for a week. This is the cover that it has.
Yeah.
After that week, you pull it down, and then that's the first printing, and then the second printing is a different cover, and you just leave that one up there.
That's true. You can do something like that. I just don't know how, without doing your own channel, your own promotion, and really getting it out like we're doing already, how something on Amazon could have that traction. Because I think the appeal to going to Amazon is that bigger audience, that bigger pool of people. Because now you can get your book to everywhere in the world. Pretty much, and there's that. But when you look at where books are sold, some of that stuff, the independent stuff, you're ranked way down at the bottom. So people aren't just going to come across it naturally. So it is going to be you still grinding.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, there's no answer for that. You always got to do that.
Exactly. Just promote it and be like, where can you get it? Link right here, Amazon. Go get it.
Yeah, but that's an easy link. People are used to using Amazon. Not everyone's used to using Indiegogo.
Yeah, especially if we're trying to get away from Indiegogo.
Right. I mean, there were several people who were like, "Oh, I love what you're doing here, but this crowdfunding thing is confusing." I'm like, "Okay, it's not that confusing. You're just being boomerish." But
yeah.
But I understand that. If you've never done it before, you're like, "Okay, what do I do? What's going on here?" Tiers? I don't know what those are.
Yeah, sorry guys. I got Omer Glitch. And what's going on, man? He's in the chat. He says, "When do we get to the Turkish wrestling, gents?"
Oh, I love Turkish oil wrestling.
We know you do.
Favorite. Yes,
he's the champion.
And then he says, "Dude, just make photocopies at the local copy shop. They can't cost you more than $1 for 20 pages, which is 5 sheets of paper." Yeah, I guess that could work.
Well, yeah, you do that, but I've got those. It's cheap if you do it on copy paper, but it looks cheap. If you want to do it on actual gloss finish, comic style paper, you're going to pay quite a bit.
Yeah.
At your local.
Your local comic shop.
FedEx or something like that.
I'm just trying to figure out a way to have something that is easy to get done without having to answer to Indiegogo, but then also not kill the customers in shipping. If they want to go, if they're from Canada or Australia or whatever, you know what I mean?
No, I think it's a good idea. It's just
but you still have to promote it. You're not just going to put it up there.
Yeah. No. Well, I guess I was rebuttaling about that. limited thing. I don't understand how that would work on Amazon.
Yeah, like I said, you could
without
do it
you
timed.
like really doing that grind. So you'd have to do like a pre-launch. So you'd have to be going around to the shows and hitting the things, and like just hanging out or whatever, and be like, oh, by the way, we're going to be doing this. It's a little different than a sign up, but we're going to be doing this like 2-weeker on Amazon, and then that's going to be it, super dope limited, and then you're going to get your other cover later, and then just dropping those seeds ahead of time, then doing your like, all right, here's where we're launching thing.
Yeah,
Because like yeah, almost like you were just talking about a sign up page, like just hitting those shows and stuff. Because like I mean, in that 2-week period, I can't tell you how many times people launch a book, and then their biggest thing is, oh, I'd love to get it today, but I don't get paid for another 2 weeks, or what, you know what I mean? Like, so I get that all the time in the chats. That's why I would say back it today or back it on payday. Right. So that would also, like, yeah, if you built that buzz way ahead of time, so it didn't just seem like it dropped out of nowhere, even though there's still going to be somebody that's like, what is this? I never heard of this. Who are you guys? It's going to happen. That's why try to grab the most of people and get the most eyes on it ahead of time.
Yeah,
it could totally work. It'd be a banger.
Yeah, and Omar Glitch says, Amazon print on demand sucks for printing comics. That's why no one uses it. And he continues and says, the quality control of Amazon print is not good. And I was talking about getting Elliot to print his ash can, print that at the local copy shop. Yeah, that might work. I was thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
Get like a local printer here. But I mean, I wouldn't be able to ship it out internationally, but at least I could probably get some local eyes on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to,
Well, we're in the States and Elliot isn't. And then most of your audience, generally speaking, is probably going to be in the U.S. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know exactly how I would do that, but if I could find a way of getting a print here, then yeah, I could probably do that. I'm not going to forget you guys.
But from what I've heard for Chris, he was saying that the Amazon stuff has gotten better, so maybe they are.
Yeah, I think he was just pleasantly surprised, and I think he also knew that, it was a secondary print. It was kind of like if you missed out kind of thing. So he kind of went, well, that's kind of, he went all out, like his whole presentation, his packaging, everything. He went all out on that campaign for that first book. I was completely impressed by all the attention to detail he did with the packaging and everything like that. And then the book looking great. So it's like, he's kind of got that idea of like, hey, you missed out. You're not going to get the best, I made the best and you missed it.
That's your fault. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like one of the things is for these independent books, like a lot of people don't think about that collectability thing. They think it's just like an independent thing. I'm just doing this or whatever. But look back to the 90s. I can't tell you how many like tweets and people showed on their own YouTube channels or whatever when EVS was dropping that Cyberfrog. Like they were like, hey, just thumbing through they weren't even going to try to find it. They just opened up their long box and they're like, look what I got. And they're just showing off all their old Cyberfrog stuff, which is hard to find. So like there is a collectability that people don't think about, like on those independent books.
Yeah. Well, there only is if you've built a brand, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I always use the example of Eastman and Laird because it's like, they were printing small quantity because that's all they could do. But now those first edition Turtles books are gold, But that's because that brand like took off bigger than anybody expected, or could have expected.
For sure.
Greg Levitris. What's going on, Greg? Good to see you, man.
What's up, Greg?
Hey, Greg.
But similarly, Cyberfrog is the same thing. I mean, even EVS at the time, sure, he had big ambitions for it, but he didn't realize that now he'd be doing the numbers he's doing,
Yeah, no, well, he did, but there was a point at that early stages where there was talks to get toys. Like he had a prototype made.
That's true.
Like,
yeah, he was actually
that whole thing. So they were kind of going to go big with it. So it went from like, independent comic to like almost possibly big, like really quickly, and then it just kind of all fell through.
Right.
But,
Yeah, Playmates was going to do the toy. From what
I don't remember exactly who was, but I'm pretty sure there's a prototype drawn up or made or whatever.
He says he has to find it, but he says he has the Playmate prototype of the first Cyberfrog toy, which Playmate's the Ninja Turtles, so that's just like if he was able to like recreate that as a crowd fund, dude, that'd be sick. You have like this Ninja Turtle style Cyberfrog toy, dude. That'd be awesome.
Dope. I don't know what kind of licensing would have to do with, because like if Playmates did the original prototype, like they might own the rights to that. You know what I mean? Like that design of that toy.
Potentially,
because then like what would stop you from getting that prototype from Playmates and then going to Mattel? And so I think there would be maybe some kind of thing about that. But yeah, it'd be dope. It'd definitely be dope. If he could, I would probably get it.
Well, again, it comes back to the success of Turtles. I
love them. I like Turtles.
Why was EVS? Why was Cyberfrog being talked about for that way? Because they saw the money that and the brand that the Turtles had.
Oh, for real! Like they tried to do it with everything. Like remember there was the that play on that Mighty Ducks, the Emilio Estevez Mighty Ducks movie. So then they turned it into like the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, but they were basically Ninja Turtles, but they were ducks.
Yeah. You're right.
There was Biker Mice from Mars. There was a whole bunch of Battletoads. Like was a thing.
Sharks, Squat Cats.
Yeah, Battletoads. What was the shark one? Yeah, I mean, it was that's
the only reason I got Edwin's book. I mean, I liked the book, but like that's what really sold me was the shark guys like coming out of the bar, and it reminded me of them.
Oh yeah,
I never knew what they were called, but I remember seeing them in the stores.
Yeah, I can't remember what they're called either.
I mean, I think I was a little.
And then the hamsters also.
What hamsters?
The Don Chin's parody of the Turtles. The adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters.
Oh yeah, is that one? And then we just had him on the other night. The guy who did the Capybara,
Gilly from
Gilly. Yeah,
he had the Grom, something rodents.
Yeah, Galactic.
And he put that stuff out.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he put that out. And he'd broken up his trade paperback, and he was just selling the floppies now. So he's working on that. He was on Bancroft last night.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, but again, it's that same thing. It's like this model, it worked somehow, but who would have thought? When, like I said, when Eastman and Laird are coming up with this idea, like I've heard.
You ever watched the documentary on that?
The stupidest animal that actually doesn't seem like a ninja at all.
Yeah. Did you ever see the documentary on that though? Like it's wild. Like they were just hanging out like you guys are, just drawing or whatever. And like the one dude just drew up a turtle because he was bored and like threw it at him. And then so like the next day, the other one, I don't know who did what, but then the other one like added weapons and drew 3 more turtles, and then so like they each had weapons. Like that's really how it started, was just fucking around. It was never like, hey, I got this idea. It was just off of a sketch, and then they thought it was great, and then it turned into that parody of Daredevil, which is what they used to tell their story, but it spawned into so much more.
His tree came out pretty awesome.
Shit, man. Yeah, good, nice tree, man. It's like Wrightson.
Let me see that tree.
Or let me see.
I don't know, my mic's in the way, so let me move. Let me see the tree now. Let me pull it down. Oh, nice. Looking dope, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. See.
No, I saw in Comic Book Men. Kevin Eastman came in and showed that initial concept drawing he did of the turtle. It looks so different, but I'm like, man, that thing is worth. Like he had it in this like pressurized suitcase, and like everything was like. Yeah, thing's worth.
Well, I'm gonna have to go, guys, because I gotta get ready for work.
All right, brother, man. Thanks
for having me, gentlemen.
Make like a tree and leave.
Make like a tree and leave. Make like a tree and get out of here.
True story. Yeah, no, it's what you got going, Stope. Now that he's gone. What's up, guys?
Yeah, Greg's in. Greg says EVS seems to be an influencer. No, seems content to be an influencer. Otherwise, he'd have a lot of stuff going on. And Apex is in the chat. What's going on, Apex Comics?
Hell, Apex.
And, Greg says he has the funds to make anything happen.
Well, I think there's a certain element that's true with that.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of influencer, but he is making stuff. It just takes a very long time. And then with all of the inflation stuff, like the price of shipping stuff from China has gone up tremendously. I looked into something and it was double the price that it was last year because I was looking at having something made. Yeah, it's wild. And then so when you're looking at like in a bulk item like that, you're going from like $30,000 in shipping to like $60,000 in shipping. That's nuts. Just in the shipping cost to get it here, then you got to ship it to your customers. That's a wild concept to even try to wrap my head around. And then crowdfunding through Indiegogo, you look at the amount they take a bunch off the top.
Yeah.
Like I was hanging out with Frog G, or not Frog G. I was hanging out with Jason and Ink Spots last night, and they were saying specifically they did about 14K on their campaign last night, and then the Indiegogo was already going to take a couple grand off of that. So yeah, he's got them big numbers, but on top of paying actual federal taxes, state taxes, and then what Indiegogo takes, then trying to get them toys made, like there's not a lot left.
Yeah. That's the thing that upsets me the most about Indiegogo is that they're screwing a lot of creators over and they're still getting their cut.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's crazy.
Well, that's the real deal is like, you have to remember we're paying them for a service.
Yeah.
If they're not you're delivering on that service, and what the heck are we doing here?
Apex says you have to win the lottery just to pay for shipping. That's true.
Yeah.
What's going on, Mighty Magic? Rob is here also. What's going on, Rob?
Hey, Rob.
What's up, Rob? What's up, Mighty Magic? Robo.
Yeah, Rob's not going to believe me because every time he sends me a link early, I'm like, bro, I can't do it in the daytime. And now I'm here hanging out in the daytime. Rob, it was perfect storm. I was up here working on tonight's thumbnails, and I got the link. It's the only way it worked out, Rob. You send it to me during dinner time.
No, Rob. Don't believe him, Rob.
Don't believe him.
Yeah, don't believe him. I was begging for the link, bro. You don't even know.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't know, check out Rob's channel. We're trying to get him to 100 subs there. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a really
good guy, yeah.
Good artist.
Rob's like, what had happened?
He was at that Netflix thing. I said, I'll have no issues with Rob.
What had happened was, that's exactly it. Yeah. It's not what it looks like.
Yeah.
1 second.
So yeah, are you just like did you even go to sleep, bro?
Me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, because I didn't get to catch it because I was asleep, but I saw the stream with Jason and Ink Spots and Boob Dan and all these other people in and out. So I was like,
oh yeah, I cut out of there around 4. I was like, because like that whole thing started wild because like around 7-8 o'clock, like my kid went to bed and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a nap because I know somebody's gonna hit me up, want to stream or whatever, hang out. And so I was just like, all right, I'll take a nap. And I was wiped out too. I was exhausted. And then all of a sudden, like Bancroft streaming, so I was watching that because like that whole thing was interested. He had the Gilly guy on, that was great. And then Crackhead went, Frog G was there.
Right.
Supporting that, and the next thing I know, then I get I'm ready. I'm like, all right, I'm taking a nap, and then I get the link from Boob Dam. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna go live, whatever. I'm in the chat hanging out or whatever, and then like he never goes live. So then like an hour later, like I'm like, oh, you know what? I wonder if he's just hanging out in the back room thinking Frog G and and all them from Crackheads is still going on. So sure as hell, I go in, they're all in the back room just hanging out. So I pop in. So he's like, I'm not going to go live, whatever. So then they finish up. So then Ink Spot and Jason show up. And then he's like, how come we're not live? And so then we sat there for like another 2 hours. So we didn't even go live till like 2 o'clock in the morning. Jeez. My time. And so, by 4, I'm just like, all right, I'm done. But
yeah, that was definitely for the night owls or potentially the very early morning people.
Yeah, but I was trying to go to bed at like 8 o'clock at night. So I ended up taking a nap and
the other plan.
No, I'm up. I got to be up. So that's how I do it.
That's right.
Get a nap here. I'm good. That's it.
Well, Elliot keeps taking off.
Did you see that thing when what happened with Frog G at the end? The campaign. they put it in demand, and then it like didn't save or whatever, and it like closed it out completely. So Fowler did that, but he thought it was his fault. So now we're wondering if that wasn't the same thing.
Right. He blamed himself when they were really doing it on purpose, maybe.
No, it almost seems like that. It seems like that, and like I said, like there is some people that are trying to give Indiegogo the benefit of the doubt and everything, but I'm like, I've not heard or seen these other campaigns of people outside of comic books that are having problems or issues. It seems like it's definitely here. So I'm not saying it's malicious. I'm just saying I don't see the proof that it's site-wide. And it just seems like it's going on. Yeah.
Well, I know I think people are getting confused with like the issue that we had when we launched Shove. Like that was a whole different issue. It's not the shadow ban thing. It's not the in-demand thing. That was like the actual confirmations of backers and
that was probably the update.
That was site-wide. Like we saw that there was other things beyond, but the shadow ban thing, I know Jeremy was saying it last night, but I haven't heard of anything beyond.
Me neither, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Right, I don't know. Like nobody knows, but
right. But I mean, if I were to guess,
we definitely
my money's on nefarious actions.
Well,
I'm not
again,
saying
even
go
if
grab your pitchforks because that's what it is. I'm just saying it just seems like
it's not nefarious. It's costing people money.
Right, there's money on the table.
We're paying you guys to actually help us make money. That's the whole point.
Right, and when you look at that whole thing is because again, there's all these other people producing things, asking for money, doing their own thing, and you're not hearing anywhere else where people seem to be having problems. Right. And so it started out with some shadow banning and whatever, and it almost seems like maybe there's one bad apple. I'm not saying that this is the case, but it just seems like when you work in a position, you see like there's usually one bad apple, and they just see what they can get away with. That's almost what it feels like to me, because like James had it way back when. A couple other people had it where there was like a little bit of shadow banning. You couldn't search it. They only noticed it. Nobody else did. And then they got back to them. There's the email. Oh, sorry, we fixed that, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden now it's being mass done. So it's almost like they were like, oh, well, I got away with it this time. So, and if there is a changing of the guard or whatever's going on over there, it's just easy to do.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past it, I'm just naturally suspicious. So.
I am always. I was like, but I would say, if you're doing a campaign, you're doing something, look at doing your own website, and then running alongside these other things. So running alongside, like do some Indiegogo if that's a possibility for you, or even Kickstarter. Like there's other avenues to try to crowdfund this.
Well, that's the thing. Like I'll go to. I don't see it on Indiegogo campaigns very much, but if I go to a lot of Kickstarter campaigns, and the campaign's doing pretty good, and it looks average, maybe mediocre even. And then I look for an online presence of this person, and I'm like, they're not even out there. Like,
right, that's the thing. They launch them and let them go, and the booby books do really well over there. But imagine if we're on Kickstarter with it seems like less hassle and with the promotion.
Yeah, but they became the devil at one time.
Yeah,
and then forever marked.
Right, and I know some people's biggest gripe is that the money doesn't come out of your check if it until it funds. So like if you have that and you're all of a sudden you're not thinking about it, so you potentially have people that back it towards the end after it funds and stuff. So like that could be kind of potential, taken away from stuff. If people are going to hold off towards the end and see if it funds. That could be something. But if you continue to do the grind, I'm thinking you could do pretty good over there.
Yeah, no, it's something I'm considering. Like there's always the website, but or your own website. And then it's like you gotta make sure that's secure. You have to go through a third party again. It's a lot. And again, we're all hoping to find the best answers, and then when someone does, that creates a total shift. And just think of the first person to crowdfund a comic book,
right?
And then everybody's like, wow, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a reality. I said, but how long have I been talking about get your own website and like the pushback that we've just seen on my show? So
Yeah.
like now all of a sudden it's almost like a knee jerk reaction where they're like, oh, this happened. So let's let's figure out another option.
You know where the biggest pushback comes on your show? From you.
Why? I don't tell people not to get their own website.
You're like, I'm not going to 100 websites.
Oh, that day I was having fun, but I'm not. That's a reality. So,
But
like,
that's a good point. It's not.
Well, that's the thing is, so like on Indiegogo, there's 50 books I backed. I got 50 books on my floor right now. I hate. So I was like, that's the thing is, if I'm going to people's websites now and doing that, I'm not backing based on me liking the person anymore. I'm backing because I really want that book, and that's all I was trying to say.
Yeah.
So it doesn't change the fact that I'm going to back books. It's just like I'm not doing pity backs. I'm not going, oh, this dude's so close to funding. Let's get his book. You know, I want to be Santa Claus today. I'm going to give him, that push to get that book funded. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm only backing the books I really want to read. If I'm going that extra mile, going to my own site. But it really is no different of, any other creator coming on the show and going, here's my links to my thing. And there's that. Cause like, if it's not easy, I'm out already. But yeah.
Well, and
I was having fun that
just
day.
as easy as any other link, like, hey, let's pull up your campaign.
It is, but then there's the trust thing. So like if you build a website, like, because I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's ways to do it. Like if you do Wix, you do these other like professional websites, there's some kind of security built in. But if you get like Joe Blow, because somebody's trying to cut corners, is like, I know some stuff. I can do HTML, whatever. I know about interwebs, and then they build up your website, and then you have all these holes and stuff and like back doors, and then you're putting your data on there. That's like the worst thing. And I mean, again, to argue against it, my data has been stolen from Target 3 times. So like it might, it does happen. However, if you're going in faulty, that's where my concerns would be.
Well, and that's why I say, like, when people talk about Shopify or
if I see a legit party,
but you still have to. That again, you're still going through a third party.
No, and that's true. I mean, that's another.
You're still paying them.
Well, even the thing like your own website is, you can do it through Wix. That's definitely a more
you're hosting
thing,
it somewhere.
but you're paying for it. And then you could do PayPal. I mean, there's other things that are already in place. I mean that what's that one? Square. You can get like the little adapters for your cell phone, so you can like stand in the park and do yoga or whatever, and scan it, so your dogs are fucking doing yoga now. Oh, I don't know if I can swear here. Sorry, man. But then like, that's the thing. So those things are already built in that could, and then I know the Square thing does it without, the cell phone. You could actually attach it to your website. So there's things built in place. So if I see those, I'd be more apt to give my money to somebody that's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. Then what you can also do is for $1,000, you can actually get the Indiegogo code. So you can basically set your own, and not saying open the floodgates to everybody and their brother, but do your own crowdfund type on your own website. So then you get the bar, you get the backer numbers, you get the like everything that Indiegogo is offering, except for the multi-service. You're only just doing it for your own personal store, your own personal whatever. Because then if you start opening the gates to everybody else, and there's like gatekeeping, there's the trust, then so and so didn't fund, so I'm never going to that site ever again. Like it does change things, but it's an option that is offered that changes how you can be perceived.
Well, and I will say there's a psychological element that's been built into selling comics through crowdfunding, which is like the excitement of the launch, the excitement of the closing, and we're close to fun, like these kind of rally moments and things like that.
Yeah, seeing all the money collected is huge. I think that helps out indeed, because if I go and I bought a toy on any website or whatever, I don't know how many are sold. So I have this toy, this cool thing I have, and then I show it off, and then Shantan Jetty pulls up the same thing, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm not so special anymore. But if I'm like, all right, they sold 100 of these books, I know that, so I'm one of 100. You know what I mean? Like it changes how people think about it and perceive it. I think it boosts sales.
Yeah. Well, I'm 100% like the psychological element is a big part of why crowdfunding works. It has been. And why streaming works as well, like the personality and stuff. Now, again, you can set those things up through a website as well. Make it feel the same and kind of operate the same. So Elliot, he's got his mic turned off. He's just listening to us.
Yeah.
Elliot.
Oh, my bad. I thought I had my mic on.
Yeah, you're
No,
probably
you've
talking
been-
this whole time, chiming in.
Yeah, I probably was.
Why aren't these guys acknowledging
Yeah.
this is my show?
Yeah, I think I trying to catch up here with the chat. Mighty Magic had a question. I think you guys already answered it. Is Kickstarter shadow banning people too, or is it just IGG Indiegogo? From what I know, Kickstarter was the first one to start shadow banning people. They
Right.
I remember they had a new comic consultant person that the first thing that they did was jump on Twitter and automatically chain block a bunch of people in CG, and I got blocked. I've never even interacted with that person. I forgot her name was Jamila something or other.
Isn't that
And
funny? You get blocked.
and Indiegogo Kickstarter has always been not the go-to place for crowdfunding, but I don't know. Some people are more open to it, other people aren't. I don't know if Malin has changed his stance on it, but I know he was adamantly against ever going on Kickstarter. So,
well, it's because they were the ones who did kind of some shady stuff to begin with.
Yeah.
But it seems to have
really
calmed down there, whereas now it's Indiegogo.
Yeah.
It's like seems to have way more issues than what was
Right.
happening. On
And Billy
Kickstarter.
Tucci's always been doing the. Well, I don't know always, but from what I've noticed,
Doing
the
both.
last bunch of launches, he's done both. He's done Kickstarter and Indiegogo, just with a different cover, different options. And then we
Yeah.
know AI from X53 Studios that did Arachna.
Yeah, he's
he
always done that.
He doesn't really promote. He's been around. He's come on our show like twice, but then like I very rarely see him on other shows or really heavily promoting. And he's done very well on Indiegogo and pretty well on Kickstarter. And then the second time around, with that just building up that audience, even without like it's all word of mouth at this point for him. It's not even really like the promoting on the shows. And he's made a ton of money on Kickstarter and a bunch more on Indiegogo the second time around. And now he's into his third book.
Yeah, I don't know where he's getting all his it's just building, and also he has a great looking book, Arachna especially. But I'm like,
and booby books do well over there, so that's been a thing. But
that's
like
true.
his
There's
first
people
one was
just
like
looking.
$7,000 on Kickstarter, and the second one was like 22 with like another 30 something on Indiegogo at the same time. So that's about $50,000 on his second book, where his first book did 22 on Indiegogo, but about 7 on Kickstarter.
Well, and he may be promoting in other areas of the comic book world that we don't see.
Yeah, no, it's true.
doubt
I
that
know
he's
he
doing
does Instagram, or not. He does. He does Instagram because he got kicked off of Twitter because he tried to buy things. Like he said, he messed up. Like he tried to like buy subscribers or whatever, and like they nuked the account. So from what I remember, he just has that Instagram, and that's it. And like I follow it, and it's not getting like the amount of traffic that is going to sell you $50,000 worth of books. I don't think.
Well, his Facebook also.
That's the one thing I don't know if he does Facebook or not.
Yeah, he does pretty well on there because I follow him there or whatever. Okay. And then his writer, he's still on Twitter, so he does promotion on Twitter. But
right.
Again, like how good does that stuff do? Like you have to really have, because again, if somebody's following you on Twitter, they're already in. So I don't know if he's doing some ads somewhere or if he's just mixing up with a community that's outside of CG, which I know he was not like full-fledged. So it's like,
yeah. And because like his philosophy is that's what most people think anyway. And that's what I thought until I got kind of swooped into this umbrella or blanket, or whatever you want to call it, is it's basically, Shane Davis, Patrick Thomas Parnell, EBS, Malin, like it's those guys are Comicsgate, and the rest of us are just trying to, pick up some crumbs. And like that's the way he looked at it. So he's cool with those guys, but he never wanted to come out and say I'm Comicsgate because he didn't want to ride on the coattails of EBS. So it's a very respectable statement. Yeah. I was like here in the days.
Hello.
You're echoing, bro.
I'm echoing.
I got you. Now I can hear you.
Hello.
Okay, you don't need to hear us. It's fine.
Well,
Where are you streaming from?
Huh?
You're in like a weird white room. Where are you streaming from?
My
The
living room.
dungeons. The dungeons of the art installation.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I didn't know if you were in timeout. I don't know if somebody said you have to be here today, and then you were in timeout. I don't know what was going on.
If you need us to help you, Rob, blink twice.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. It took me a while to get on Twitter. I got an email when I woke up saying your latest video was banned by NBC. So I was like, figures, can't talk about Dave Chappelle.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
Why can't you talk about Dave Chappelle?
Well, that's what NBC said, according to the Saturday Night Live skit that I showed on my stream yesterday. So I got the backup on Twitch and Rumble, though. So.
Oh, if you show anything from Saturday Night Live, they nuke it right away. You can't. And like I've gotten away with it twice, but it took like 30 full days, and it was 100% I was in fair use. So I talked over the entire clip as I was explaining it and breaking it down. I did not even let them like actually talk. I mean, and like pause it and let them show it and then pause it and then do it again from beginning to end. And I paused it, but from beginning to end, I talked the entire time. And so 100% counted as fair use. But it took 30 days to get that. Yeah.
Hey, Rob. I took a little break. I come back and Rob's here.
Yeah. Hey, Abra.
Hell.
And Abra's here.
Abra's in the chat also. What's going on, Abra?
Yeah.
Good morning,
Good to see you.
Abra.
Thank you very much for stopping by.
Oh yeah, it's weird. I said I got the people I usually see at nighttime hanging out in the daytime.
Yeah.
It's the sober stream.
That's the sober. I was going to make a point of that. I'm like, if I hang out in the morning, I'm just drinking coffee. It's like a rare thing.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Well, and then like I mean, Saturdays. You were only around on Saturdays. That's when I do my drinking. Like I don't drink. Everybody else does, but I don't do my drinking throughout the week. Just because I got to get up with my kid for homeschool. If I was drinking whiskey all week long, there's no way this kid is going to learn math. I'm just telling you that right now.
Yeah.
One drink, two drinks.
Yeah.
I have 3 drinks out of a 750
All right, maybe she would.
milliliter.
All right, you got me there. She probably would. Yeah.
It's all good. Like, I don't want to be like known that way, but like in the evenings, even on weekdays, but I don't drink.
Well, that's what my daughter knows you as. Oh, it's Odin. Where's his beer?
Where's this beer?
Yeah.
No, so when I was working at the time, but my oldest daughter was like 2 or 3. She was really young, and their mom was at Costco, and she's like, "We need to get some stuff for your dad for his lunches for work." And she goes, "You got to get something that he would like," because she was pointing at stuff. What about this? What about that? And she's like, "Got to get something that he would like." And she's like, "Oh, how about beer?"
Damn.
Yeah.
She knew I liked my beer.
Yeah.
Straight to getting toasted.
No, kids are great. So like I've been I try to catch a nap sometimes, and so I'll take a nap on the sofa, and then we brought out some of the Christmas decorations because that's what she wanted to do for her birthday. So I was like, all right, we got some of those.
Nice.
And I love doing it because my wife gets mad the earlier I bring them out. So this year we ended Halloween, and then the 1st of November I already brought out some Christmas decorations, and she lost it. So then my kids all into it. So one of the Santa Clauses actually, because I get a Santa Claus every year. And so one of the Santa Clauses, and Santa Claus like passed out in a chair, and she picks it up and she goes, "Oh look, it's just like Daddy." I was just like, "Oh, thanks, kid." Yeah,
Right. Out of the mouth of babes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Out of the mouth of babes is right.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was deployed, I ordered like a $200 like full lights and everything, bells and whistles, artificial tree.
Mm-hmm.
And I told my sister about it. I was like, "Hey, this is coming up, for Christmas. Be on the lookout for the package." And I get back, she don't know where it's at. She says she never saw it. So either it got stolen or
Oh man.
maybe it got donated.
Yeah.
You hope it went to someone who needed it.
I live in a bad neighborhood. Well, not a bad neighborhood, but I live in military housing. But for actual packages being stolen off your porch, it's like really bad here. So like when I know stuff's coming, I'm like at the door, like waiting for the package, and like so I grab that right away.
Mhm.
But I actually had a package stolen from the FedEx driver.
Peace out, Omer.
And how I can prove it is the FedEx driver never comes here
Later, man.
until like 6 o'clock at night. That's when they come. It was scanned as delivered to my house at 9 o'clock in the morning, and so it basically was loaded. So like they scan it to load it, and then a minute later it was delivered.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mm.
And the wild thing is, I don't know how it was packaged, so I'm thinking they just threw a sticker on the box and just sent it out like that. But it's something I got from eBay. It was the whole Home Improvement box set DVD, so like all of them, but it was brand new sealed. And they came in this stupid dumb toolbox collector kit. So I'm wondering if they didn't just throw the sticker on that and mail it that way. And then the guy's like, I could use this.
Yeah, I need a
Because
toolbox.
it never showed up here ever, and it was literally scanned, put on the truck at like 9 o'clock. At 9:01, it was delivered to my house, and then FedEx says, well, it says it was delivered.
Yeah.
So and then it was an eBay purchase, so like to justify trying to fight what the value is and whatever. Like it's not like I bought it from Best Buy and where there's an actual paper trail with a receipt and proving what was really in the package.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, that's the thing. There's a convenience to ordering online, but there's that.
100%. I'm a
people
big,
love stealing stuff off of
guy.
doorsteps.
Yep. Yeah, I hate it.
Rob, are you working on anything?
I just finished a new character sketch before I went to sleep last night, so I shaded her and everything. I might add a little more detail, but she's pretty much done, ready to go on digital print canvas. Besides that, I mean, I got to make some adjustments to my script. I actually got to create an introductory book to kind of explain the world of Merge and Kill Paradox, and still kind of figuring out, based on what y'all were talking about earlier, how to approach the whole Indiegogo thing, because I had just started to input information for the campaign on Indiegogo, and I'm thinking okay, one, it's called Virgin Kill Paradox. Maybe just the acronym, and if anybody asks, then I can explain it that way, because the kill part might be a red flag.
Well, it sounds bad, virgin kill. Yeah, it sounds like
yeah.
It sounds like a sacrifice that the minds are doing.
Yeah, but at its core, that's innocent, because look what King Kong did. Well, he was given a virgin.
But that was a different time, man.
It was a different time. It was a better time.
It was a better time when you could kill a virgin and not
kill a virgin to a monkey.
Yeah.
And everything was right with the world.
Yeah.
So it was a little insane, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm. But I think the introduction, which will probably be about 28, 30 pages, that's not even gonna be a campaign by itself, like the issue number 1. With the introduction, it'll be like the campaign, and the introduction, kind of like getting people acquainted with what's going on in it. So that way they don't start off issue number 1 lost. Like, what's that? Who's that? What's this? I'm going to have the intro on Artemeris for print, because that site's back up now. And I think somebody just picked up a copy of issue number 0.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so
I picked up a copy. I don't know if that's me, but I picked up a copy that you posted earlier a while back. Looking forward to reading it. I haven't read it yet, though.
Yeah.
Good stuff,
it was a start. So, I know so far I can depend on them. I'm not going to say anything to them about Comicsgate. I'm going to just ride it out. Just make it happen, They've been around, they've been around and good to me since 2018. So I'm going to keep rolling and have them as a backup, in case Indiegogo, decides to play musical campaigns,
Yeah, that's really what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Abra says IGG is wrecked. They're being a bunch of gaytards.
That's right. Thank you, Abra.
To put a fine point on it, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I normally start off my my mornings working out, and then I'll go right into the artwork stuff. And the piece that I worked on yesterday, I'm actually working on a 11 by 17 for it too, kind of like a one-off. So I'm doing a series of 10 pieces because I'm a penciler. You know, I'm a penciler at heart. That's my best skill.
Yeah,
And,
inking's it's not easy.
yeah, you know, I've dabbed with inking a little bit, but it's just a matter of taking the time to do it more.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll have 10 pieces available for the campaign that'll be, you know, unique pieces, unique characters to Virgin Kill Paradox. So that's all I got going on, man. I'm ready to start drawing some panels.
How come all the times I have you on, you never talk about this thing?
Huh?
I said, how come all the times I've had you on, you never talk about this thing?
Because as soon as I start talking, you'd be like, sounds gay.
Yeah, actually, you're 100% right. That's actually what I was trying to trap you.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell me about your gay book?
Yeah, why don't you tell me about your gay book?
Well, there's this one version, and she's an assassin, and there's this detective, and there's the birds and the bees.
Gay. No.
Yep, pretty gay. Yep.
Oh,
Well, I hope you do well on your little gay book.
Oh man.
My 6-year-old just laughed at that one.
Hey, gotta make the magic happen. You
Yeah.
know? So yeah, that's all I got. I see you guys working on separate pieces, Elliot. I think you're working on is that your character or you're working on a full panel?
No, this is the cover to the preview comic that I'm working on. I'm purposely doing a very small angle here because I don't want to show all of this off. But yeah, this is going to be the cover for my 10-page preview comic. I'm going to announce it and show off this cover, 2 pages, and a lot of concept art on December 14th. So everybody listening in the chat, I would appreciate it if you would tune in December 14th, and I will unveil all the goodies that I'm preparing for this story. And yeah, so that's what I'm messing with right now.
Nice.
Mark it calendars, people. December 14th.
Hell
Yeah.
Less than a month away.
And then
I'm excited.
Yeah.
then what are you drawing? Oh, you drawing like the last Halloween Passion of the Scarecrow?
Passion of the Scarecrow.
Passion of the
I
Scarecrow.
was like, dang.
Passion of the Scarecrow is exactly what I'm trying. And if I wanted to make an alternate title to this story, it would be Passion of the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I'm just about to get. I've been chomping at the bit to like actually draw some more horrific elements. The Scarecrow's kind of been just a brooding character leading up.
Yeah.
So this is the page that preceded that. I think I showed you this one, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, so we just got the Scarecrow like looming, and now he's starting to really force himself into this story. And then pages going forward are going to be craziness. It's where the fun really comes in. 'Cause you got to do all this setup work to like get to the meat.
Yeah. I hope he doesn't come alive like the wooden Indian in Creep Show Part 2.
Oh, I love that one. Helps the dude who loved his hair so much.
Yeah.
That guy was hilarious. I'm gonna go to Hollywood. Why wouldn't they love me? Look at my hair.
The dude.
That was great. Creep Show was fun.
Hell yeah. Cool. Shoot. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm kind of not feeling this one today, but
Mhm.
I'll show real quick. This was something cool that where to go.
Let's see.
Be careful when he shows that desk. He could always show you something below the desk.
Just below the desk. We'll cover it up with a drawing.
Yeah.
But this was the Chinatown homage that I was doing for the black and white Magnificent Bastards. It's an add-on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I still got to bug James because I'm like, I could do a Chinatown style font that says Magnificent Bastards.
Mm-hmm.
I left it open in case he wanted to throw it in digitally, but I'll have to have
Nice.
to bug him about that.
Good plan.
Yeah. So excited for that. That's on the Unconditional Shove campaign. If you, as an add-on, only $15, you can get the limited
Going on, Dave.
black and white version. Morning, Dave. Good to see
Good
you.
morning.
We got Genuine Comics in the house also.
Genuine Comics.
Genuine Comics.
You know,
They did their closeout stream. Yes, Dave did his closeout stream yesterday for Perfect.
Perfect
No,
10.
sorry, for American Bliss. No, sorry, Perfect 10.
Perfect 10. I think American Bliss is still in the band. Yeah.
Yeah, really
Yeah.
looking forward to both of those books.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had a drink with Brink the other day. He's doing a show where he's called Drink with Brink, but it was funny because again, it's like the other side of the world where he's like, "Hey, what are you drinking?" I'm like, "Well, it's 11 here. I did put a little whiskey in my coffee, just so I felt like I was drinking something."
Well, that is where whiskey goes. So
that's where whiskey
it
goes.
goes
There.
either in the coffee or in your belly.
It goes in my belly one way or the other.
Yeah.
speaking of whiskey,
Yeah, speaking of coffee, I'm going to pick up a French press. I'm going to start drinking coffee again. I miss it, and I don't know if it's like a forever thing or if it's just because all these fuckers are drinking like, oh man, sorry again. They're drinking like mugs. They're drinking out of mugs, and I see everybody drinking out of mugs, and I'm like, man, I want some coffee. So I don't know if it's like that subliminal thing, like if somebody's smoking, I want a cigarette,
Right?
or like, which I haven't had a cigarette in 6 years, so I'm like, I haven't had coffee in almost a decade.
I'm always impressed by people who don't drink coffee.
I did for years. I mean, like, and I'm talking like I would drink a pot a day. Like,
Yeah.
I was a coffee guy, and then I was
I
like,
drink a pot a day. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, and that's no big deal. But then like I got out of the Navy, and I had no reason to drink coffee anymore.
yeah. I used to be a heavy coffee drinker too. French
Oh,
press.
sorry, I was over here dropping F-bombs while you were gone.
Yeah, I heard that. Now I really got to cut the stream out.
Shut it down.
Yeah, I'm never getting the link ever again. It's fine. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to be out in a little bit. So
Yeah, no worries. I've got something to work on that I don't want to work on stream.
Understood.
I got to get done today.
Yeah.
Nice. It's a pleasure to meet you, Rob, and good to see you again. 80s, good stuff, man.
Oh, no problem.
I got Rob coming back on next
December 7th.
Awesome.
December, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be kicking it, and hopefully we can draw also.
Well, when you
put you on the spot, let's draw.
Tweet it out, tag me in it, so I can put the word out, and I can also be there myself.
Okay. What happened?
I said when you promote it, tag me in that picture or whatever, and that way I can put the word out, but then I can also be here myself. Because I was like, I try to be here in the morning, but I was like, I do my homeschool with my kids, so like it's just like sometimes if I see a stream, I just happen to pick up my phone, but there's times where I'm fighting with a 5-year-old. Let's do math. So like, or she's gonna be 6 in a month, so. Or no, 6 Friday. Should be 6 Fridays. Damn.
That's when they get self-sufficient. You don't have to do as much.
That's right. I wish he was older. I say it all the time. I said, if you were 14, I would just hand you the book and tell you to do this. But,
well, I will say that my kids have got to the age where I don't have to worry about what I show them as much, and I've kind of been like waiting for that age where I'm like, let's watch some horror movies, and I don't really have to worry about their nightmares and stuff.
Oh, I don't care about that. I was just talking about like trying to catch the stream with Elliot.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
Sacrifices must be made.
Oh, 71%. Wow.
Yeah, then 71%.
Yeah.
Almost at 3,000 mark. 12 more days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the
be
12
sure
days of unconditional show.
Unconditional show. Wow.
Well, and I made a video earlier talking about this, but like I've yet to have somebody back it when I'm on somebody's show. So maybe today could be the day. I'm just throwing that out there. It's yet to happen.
Oh man, that would be a highlight of my streaming career. Someone could do that.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just back it again and then just
no, don't do that. I mean, you could. I'm not going to stop you. I'm just don't do that for this reason.
Come on, guys.
But if you have not backed Unconditional Shove, it is a fun story. It's going to be crazy and wild. So
yeah. And then you'll see a scarecrow get crucified. So
yeah, the passion of the scarecrow.
Oh man,
you like passion? You like scarecrows?
Yeah, I'm big fan, and I'll share it with as many people possible all year round.
Yeah, man.
Thank you so much. Well, I appreciate all you fellas for the support and throwing it up and doing what we can to get more people. But yeah, I mean, it's doing well. We're moving along, and yeah, just as many people as I can get this to, because I think it's going to be fun. I think everyone who gets it's going to be pleasantly surprised and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks great. I like it. The colors are great. It's a good deal. I think everybody should back it twice, 3 times.
Yeah. Well, and I always point out the most popular tier right there is it's a best bang for your buck, but to get both versions. That was the one that's been claimed the most. People are wanting the 2 experiences, the color versus the black and white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the colors really add a deeper layer of fear.
Of fear. That's right. We're going to intensify your fear.
Yeah.
Well, and I know I posted something about this where it's like people say, "Oh, horror is the one genre that really should be black and white." And I don't totally disagree, because even movie-wise, like, things seem scarier in black and white for some reason.
True.
Yeah,
like,
Psycho.
Take the color away, and all of a sudden it's like creepier.
Yeah.
That said, Demir is doing a great job with the colors and really adding his own.
It looks great.
Making a big difference.
Greg, are you back on Twitter?
Hey, look at that.
All right, he's out of jail. Nice. Yeah, 3 years. Yeah, we got Greg back.
3 years. Oh man.
Yeah, Greg. He gets into it, man.
I could see that.
He's an no holds barred. He tells it how it is. Yeah.
I think him and I have gotten into it in chats before.
Yeah.
And that was on a
Greg.
mild level, and I knew it.
Yeah. Congrats, Greg. Yeah, awesome stuff, man.
Yeah, good for you, man.
Yeah.
And thank you,
All
Abra.
right, so let's see. We can go through the rounds and 80s. Where can we find you, just in case? Where can we find you at, so we can see more of your wonderful shows?
Let's do him later.
Okay, he's not. Okay, Rob, tell us where can we catch you, man?
You can find me everywhere, and the spaces in between. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
I know.
You can find me on Twitch, YouTube, Rumble. Just type in RWART Stellations. Art Stellations.
Art Stellations, yeah. And we're going to get Rob over 100, and good stuff.
Oh yeah, more people looking at Rob is a good idea. It's a good idea.
It's a good idea.
And that's an important thing to add, Art Stellations, because if you look Rob Wilson,
that is the one.
You have a very common name.
Thing, unless you already know it.
Yeah. Or even Rob Wilson We Comics. That's the comic book brand that I go by too. So
I was trying my hardest to figure out how to pronounce that. It's We Comics.
Yeah. So
Sweet, okay.
I see.
Like almost like a
French.
Almost like Japanese or French. Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome
stuff, man.
Yeah,
I just figured you spelled oil wrong.
Oil Comics.
Yes.
I'll make it happen.
Oil Comics.
Yeah, because
that's where the money's at, man. Yeah.
The base name is pretty long. Omni Imagination Interactive LLC. That's
okay.
So
I'm out.
All right.
He was out when you spelled oil wrong, but that's okay.
Yeah. Nice. Fucking Oil Comics. We don't need that.
Robbing those oil comics. I think it's oi.
Yeah.
Oi.
Basically.
Oi.
Yeah.
Or we.
I'll practice.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Oda, where can we catch you at?
All over the place, but mine's pretty easy because my name is I think I'm the only Odin Dasko in the world, so everything is branded Odin Dasko. It's fairly easy to find. And then also Unconditional Shove, also another thing that's pretty unique. So it's like if you look that up, you'll find the book in Indiegogo. But if you find me anywhere, you'll find links to the page for sure. So.
The page.
And then really quickly, I wanted to point out with Greg, I was like only kind of joking that we got into it, but we were butting heads about the branding thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't even butting heads, like you said. We were just just disagreeing. But like I said, that's mild. That's
no problem at all.
There was a disagreement about what brand. What did I miss?
Well, we were talking about the name Unconditional Shove, and I was saying that the actual product gives value to the name and not the other way around. And I referenced Tool and Korn in the music world. I'm like, those are some of the stupidest names in my mind. I think Korn is a stupid name for a hard rock band, heavy metal band, but nonetheless, they gave the name meaning, not the other way around. So that was kind of my point.
Yeah.
That said, it's not totally lost that a name can have value. So so it was just a little disagreement on that. But like from the branding aspect, I get it. But sometimes when you have something unique and people go, well, that's weird. I don't know about that.
Well, it's memorable.
They don't usually forget.
Yeah. No, that's the thing. It's memorable. So, like, I mean, and not to point out, it's like it's very hard for me to find Rob's YouTube channel. I'm glad I'm already subscribed because when I try to like drop that link and stuff, I can never find it. I'm like Rob RW. I can't spell Artstellations because I'm a little retarded. But it's like, Unconditional Shove is to play on that pun, but it's like it's not unforgettable thing. So
and also it's pretty well trademarked to me. Like I looked around for a long time before I even went with it. I'm like, nobody's using this pun that I kind of find cool. So if you do a search for it, you're not finding anything else,
until now.
It will say, did you mean to put unconditional love? It will ask you that. Like Google will say.
Don't worry.
You say no. Of course I didn't mean that.
And 80s, where can we find you?
Oh, you can find me at my YouTube channel, 80s Made Consumer, YouTube, the same way you can find me on Instagram and on Twitter. So it's super simple. You can find me at all those places, and I stream 3 nights a week, Monday, Thursday, and Saturday.
Yes. Awesome stuff. And thank you very much to Odin, 80s, and Rob. Also, J-Bot for coming on the stream. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah. And please, guys, support Unconditional Shove. It's still funding. It's got a ways to go. Well, not a ways to go, but it's really close to getting to its goal. And so I'm sure we'll be able to get it there. And
thank you all.
That's it. So I'll be here next week with another. Hopefully, I have to confirm my guest for next week. But I'm pretty sure we'll see what happens. If not, it'll just be me. And then I don't know. But I'll keep you guys informed. And thank you to everybody in the chat for stopping by.
And everybody like and subscribe to Elliot if you have not. I'm sure most people have. But also follow him on Twitter. Don't forget yourself there, man. And December 14th, mark your calendars. We're getting a sneak peek at what Elliot's been working on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, bro.
And you guys be safe. Take care. Thank you very much. I'll be sure to do the same. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys later. And that's it. We're out.
Until next time.
All right.
We're out.
Good day to y'all.
Bow. And I am out. If you guys can hear me, don't go just yet. But to the panel. But I'll see you guys later. And I'm looking for the outro. Hey, you guys be safe. I'll see you guys later. Take care.